Welcome to our November meeting and call the meeting to order. This time should we change the agenda first or go ahead and handle the veteran?
First, we'll do the veteran.
Okay. At this time, we're going to recognize the Veteran of the Month, Bo. And Dennis is going to go over his information and his history.
All right. If you were at the Veterans celebration the other day, you heard me mention about our Veteran of the Month, Commander Lynn Lauren. He is here tonight. He joined the Navy in February of 1986, went to Aviation Officer Candidate School, Pensacola, Florida. In 1986, he was commissioned a naval officer in the United States Navy ensign. 1985, 1988, Naval Flight School, Pensacola, Florida. 1988, earned Wings of Gold, graduated flight school, selected to fly attack helicopters in San Diego. 1988 to 1991, HSL-33 San Diego, California. I'm not a Navy guy. Sorry.
It's helicopter, submarine, light, it really doesn't matter.
1991, he was selected as Pilot of the Year, HSL-33. 1991 and 94, Test Pilot, VX-1, Patuxent River, Maryland. 1995 to 1997, HSL-46, Naval Station, Mayport, Florida. 97, HSL-46, Officer of the Year. 1998 to 2000, Commanding Officer of East Coast Wing Weapons School, which is considered Top Gun for helicopters. 2000 to 2002, Naval War College, Newport, Rhode Island. He earned his master's degree in foreign affairs. 2002 to 2003, Executive Officer, HSL 46, Mayport, Florida. 2003, 2005, Commanding Officer, HSL 46, Mayport, Florida. And 2005 to 2007, Air Boss on the USS Nassau, Norfolk, Virginia. He has over 4,000 hours flying combat helicopters, commanded a squadron of 15 aircraft and over 350 sailors. As a test pilot, he wrote tactics on how to drop the Mk-50 torpedo to destroy enemy submarines. Over 10 years spent at sea, deployed to every ocean, veteran of Desert Storm, Somalia pirate operations, counter-drug operations off the coast of Panama, Colombia, and Haiti, participated in the Persian Gulf tanker wars, and he protected oil shipments from the Persian Gulf. He stood up and started the first Top Gun school for helicopters and was air boss on the carrier that took Marines over to Iraq and Afghanistan. I'd like to introduce Commander Lynn Lauren. He's also a business owner. Him and his wife, Charlie, are business owners here in Ball Ground as our Veteran of the Month. And if you'll recognize him, I'll come down and read the proclamation with the mayor. I'd rather be flying. Just to let you know. This is the proclamation to Veteran of the Month, November. Whereas in 1954, President Dwight D. Eisenhower signed the first Veterans Day proclamation calling on our nation to pay appropriate homage to the veterans of all its wars who have contributed so much to the preservation of this nation. And whereas our nation has fought and continues to fight battles around the world, the words of that first proclamation still ring true. Let us solemnly remember the sacrifices of all those who fought so valiantly on the seas, in the air, and on foreign shores to preserve our heritage and freedom, and let us reconsecrate ourselves to the task of promoting an enduring peace so that their efforts shall not have been in vain. And whereas we remember with somber and grateful hearts those men and women who have served the United States of America with distinction and valor as soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines, and offer our sincere prayers for those who continue to defend the principles on which our nation is founded. And whereas we are proud to recognize our country's veterans, and extend the appreciation of our citizens to those who wear the uniform of the United States Forces and serve on the front lines preserving freedom and liberty. Now therefore, Mayor Roberts, the third, Mayor of the City of Ogden, do hereby proclaim Lee Lauren as Veterans Month for November and extend to him our sincere appreciation for his sacrifice and the contributions he has made to our great nation and community. And in witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the city to be affixed this 14th day, November 2024, sent by the mayor and the council.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Oh, no.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations, Commander.
Thank you.
And my band is done.
Yes. Let's go for that.
Bo, were you?
We all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. You all may join in. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Bo. We
I'm going it back.
thank you for letting us make you Veteran of the Month, and
Thank you. I appreciate
thank you for
God.
having a business here in Ball Ground too. So that's great. And at our veterans gathering on Veterans Day, we actually talked about you.
I had to work, ironically, isn't it?
So everybody there
Yeah.
heard that you were
Thank
doing
you,
this.
Vicki, for
So,
all you did.
but again, we appreciate it. At this time, we need to move forward with our agenda. We've got some changes for the agenda to add to, correct?
Yes, sir. We're recommending the addition of 3 items. One would be to consider approval of the lease purchase with GMA for the new patrol vehicle. The second will be item G, would consider a resolution to proceed with a cybersecurity contract once that contract passes legal review. We're working on a timeline there, so we're just asking authority to sign that once the city attorney is good with it. The next item is consider item K, consider a resolution of support for a grant for cybersecurity, 80-20 match. And again, when the city attorney is comfortable with the language in the agreement.
Okay. Let's add those to, you said F, G, and H.
Well, I evidently need to go back to school. I got another
You said
number,
K.
a letter there. That's, yeah.
Okay, we're adding those 3 to the agenda. With that, could I ask for a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Okay, motion, second.
Sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, let's move to it now. I might add that tonight is unusual. We don't have any old business to deal with. So everything's new business, and it's very some different type of things. So we'll go through that in a minute. At this point, has anybody signed up to speak? Okay, we'll move on then to announcements. Well, yeah, announcements from Eric.
Just 2 things to announce tonight. November 30th at 7 p.m. will be the second annual hometown tree lighting. That's done here in the Botanical Gardens at City Hall and sponsored by the Garden Club. And then our annual March of the Toys for Tots parade be on December 6th. Should have added, though, that whole weekend will be the holiday market. So we start with the parade, and then Saturday and Sunday following will be the holiday market downtown.
Okay, these and everything that we now, that takes place in our city, we have an app set up that you can go to and look at and see what time and the dates of things. So if you don't have that app and need to, we'll be glad to give you a link to it. But it really is helpful. It lets people know, again, everything going on here and when it is. Okay, let's move on to approve the minutes from October 10th.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from October 10th.
Okay, motion second.
Second.
Was that corrected, Karen?
I'm going to abstain from that vote.
Okay.
That's not here.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All that don't vote? One. He wasn't here for that meeting, so he doesn't want to vote. All right, so again, at this time, we normally move to old business, but there is no old business, so we move to new business. And the first three items of new business are memorandum of understandings, MOUs, on three different things. And Eric, I should ask, Abby, can we just vote on, do we need to vote three times, or can we vote on approving all three MOUs?
Yeah, my suggestion would be to vote
Okay.
each item.
All right, so let's go over the first one, Eric.
First one, and again, these are all existing MOUs that we have with the county. But with the last election, we have a new magistrate judge. So the update is to change the signature for the new magistrate judge. So this is just updating for two things, that signature, and then the new expiration date of all three of these are lined up to expire with the service delivery agreement that we have with the county. Because this is part of what we renegotiate every 10 years when we do that. So.
Okay, so the first one is
Animal control.
animal control. Can I have a motion to approve?
Motion that we approve the MOU for animal control.
Okay. Second, Scott. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Move to the second MOU.
The second one would be for code enforcement. This is secondary. Our police department can still conduct code enforcement operations. This just gives them another tool when they need assistance in other areas.
Okay.
I make the motion to approve.
Okay, motion by Scott, second by Annette. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. And we move to the third MOU. You want to cover that too?
This would be for first appearance hearings. Without this, if our department has to have someone detained at the correction facility, that person's entitled to a hearing within so many hours. So either our judge would have to go down and handle that. But by this agreement, folks from the magistrate office or other offices, they're already making calls to the jail, can conduct those hearings on our behalf.
Okay, motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second, Christine. I'm very cautious. We have Chris that works for the city, and she's Christine, but I call her Chris too. But Chris with a K. Anyway, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, those three MOUs are in for things that we already had in place. But it's extended it till it's 28.
Yes.
Okay. All right. The next item under new business is consider acceptance of an infrastructure for Calvin Farmer Creekside Development. Infrastructure is taking over the roads and
Water, sewer, storm, sidewalks, curb gutter.
you want to give us a detail on that?
Yeah,
Well, you got
this,
you're showing the value.
right.
on-
Total value combined is $2,495,178. That's what we'll pick up on our books as required by law that'll artificially make us look wealthier than we are. We couldn't sell it, but they say this is what it's worth. And we're actually doing this now. Chris has come up with a resolution, and we'll actually be doing this by resolution, and I think you all have a copy of that. But and this is also specifies that only items on public right-of-way or dedicated utility easement is all that we accept. So we don't accept detention ponds and things like that that are located off public right-of-way.
Okay, so this is how many houses are on that street?
I believe it's 77, Chris, 77 on Gruber Street. 71.
Okay. By the way, we've discussed this at our work session, so you're not going to hear questions from us while we're acting on this because we got that taken care of in the work session. But at this time, let's go ahead and vote on acceptance of the infrastructure for the Calvin Farmer Creekside development. All in favor? Anybody make a
I'll
motion?
make a motion to accept the infrastructure on the Calvin Farmer Creekside development.
Okay, Scott, second.
Second.
Christine? Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? All right. So we just picked up $2.7 million of value, 2.5 million of in our assets. Okay. All right. The next item is another infrastructure. It's Linwood Development. You want to cover that area?
This is the same type of items. It's located off of Cartersville Street. It's again accepting the street, stormwater, water, sewer, sidewalks, much smaller development, 18 to 20 homes in there. It's $413,496 that will be picked up on that.
Okay. Now I have a motion to approve this infrastructure acceptance.
Motion to approve the Linwood infrastructure.
Okay. Motion made, Chris seconding it. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? All right. We now have $400,000 more dollars of value, right? So
And liability.
Liability.
now we move to the three items we added to the agenda. The first one is to do with a police car leasing.
Right. Recommending move forward with a lease purchase with GMA. This isn't traditional leases. When you lease through GMA at the end of your payments, this is your vehicle. So there's no balloon payment or anything at the end. We opted for the proposal for 36 months at 5.15% interest, payments at $2,001.67 monthly for 3 years. That includes the vehicle and all equipment.
And buy all equipment, the computer, the radio, the lights, everything,
Everything installed.
turnkey.
Okay, we do. I'm proud that our police cars are the most furnished ones anywhere. We're better than a lot of cities our size. But at this time to approve this lease, could I get a motion to do so?
Motion to approve the lease for patrol vehicle.
I'll second the motion.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, this will be for an additional police officer, is that correct?
Yes, they're down. I mean, Chief will talk about that later, but they're doing their due diligence on a couple finalists. So
Okay, the next would be item G on our agenda, resolution for cybersecurity control.
Want to stress again that what we're asking for is approval for me to sign this document only after legal counsel has become comfortable with the terms of the agreement. As we discussed in detail at the work session, this has become a big area of concern. A lot of entities around us have been hacked and held for ransom and had to pay exorbitant amounts of money to get their data back. We do have insurance for that, but I think it's like $100,000 deductible, so it's still an expensive hit when it happens. We are currently in a service that we pay hourly. So we may pay $1,200 a month. We've paid up to $2,300 a month recently. Just depends how much they come out, how much they have to do. The company we're recommending going with is VC3. It is a company that has the contract with Georgia Municipal Association. They have over 1,100 municipal clients. So really understand our line of work and software needs. Most of their work is done remotely. It is expensive. It's the 3,202. This is monitored 24/7. Always, yes, ma'am, go ahead.
I have a question. For how long is this contract for the agreement?
This would be 3 years, but then, they come back for a pricing change or whatever. This is from now on, we pay for cybersecurity now at a lower rate, and we do have some questions with the service that we're getting. That's why we're shopping to get something better
But this is a fixed rate for 3 years for right
Yes.
now, right?
for right now.
They have the option of increasing it.
And we'd always have the option of leaving and going with someone else, or
We're not signed in.
we're not binding a 3-year to stay with anybody. But again, asking just for approval on the dollar amount, and then when legal is comfortable with the contract, because the cybersecurity contracts get they're over my head, and I'm not going to try to. It's
Quick question.
Yeah.
You said the price was fixed for 3 years, but say we get a year into them and we're not happy with them. Are we locked in?
we will have that clause in our contract. We are not going to sign anything where we don't have the ability to walk away with a 30-day notice.
Okay.
Sometimes there's 60-day notices, but we're not going to obligate for 3 years on something we've not test driven.
A lot of cities have lost a lot of money from being taken over through their computers by people around the world. And this will be an opportunity that Georgia Municipal Association has been involved with. It gives me a lot of confidence in moving into this. So I'm glad if you guys will approve the dollars on it.
Do they assume any kind of liability okay.
No. It does help with our liability insurance,
Through GARMA.
again, because they're partnered with GMA and GARMA and the others.
Our deductible still be as high? Would that?
Yes. Yeah.
1,000?
Well, we could get a lower deductible, but our premium would really jump.
I pretty much have you. You gotta have it.
You do. And I'll say maybe we're not as attractive as some targets. We've done some things over the years. We don't collect our customers' social security numbers. You won't find any of our water customers and stuff like that where we're storing and have that kind of data on our customers. We try to, if they move off and leave you with a bill, it's harder to collect because you don't have their social security number, but we don't have to worry about a breach in our system giving out everybody's social security number.
That's good.
So
Okay. Could I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve the proposal for the cybersecurity.
Can I add
Can-
that with pending with the attorney approval of the contract
Yes,
language?
with pending with the attorney approval of the contract.
Thank you.
Okay. Motion made, second.
Second.
Annette? Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Good. That's going, that's going to make us much more comfortable with the risk that we now have. The risk through the computer, it's gotten so risky across the state and the country. I mean, how many cities around us have been jumped on?
They have. A lot of y'all are receiving the phishing emails already.
Mhm.
They always come from Mayor Roberts, wanting us to go buy gift cards.
Yeah.
Uh,
I got one the other day, he needed help. I said, oh, delete this.
But one of the things this company will do also is they will mimic these phishing emails. So if an elected official or an employee gets that email and does not delete it, if they do anything else with it, respond to it, open it, do those kinds of things, they'll be notified by VC3 who's monitoring it and say, okay, you shouldn't have done that. And you're not going to be able to get into your email again until you review this 5-minute YouTube video on security of what you should, how you should treat these emails. The next time it happens, it's probably going to be a 15-minute video. You know, it just keeps getting longer and taking more of your time until we become very, very diligent in making sure, because the overwhelming majority, almost 90% of the hacks come in through email that we as employees and elected officials open when we probably shouldn't. So that's how most of it gets in there.
Where I work, we have a report phishing. You just push that button and email shoots over to you.
Yep.
And put it on here. Put it on it, yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking after,
Yeah, we're just.
talking after. Okay. So when will we get that in place?
The contract went to Daryl last night. VC3 got it to me, so it'll take a few days to review, and we'll go back with revisions and go back and forth. And either they accept our terms or we hunt another provider. I mean, we're not gonna. They've got to have some skin in the game too at this price. So they've got. And our legal team has quite a bit of experience with this through the school system, through other government clients that they have. So we'll get there.
Okay. Move to item H.
Item H, asking for the same thing, to enter this conditional agreement upon approval by legal counsel. There is also a new federal requirement now for governments to move from .com to .gov platforms. The estimate for us to move platforms is $81,180. We have several years to accomplish this, so this is not imminent. But there is a grant out there right now that's an 80-20 match where we could get this conversion done with us spending $16,236 in the state of Georgia, giving us $64,944. So once we have the agreement done, and then the agreement would be conditional on getting the grant. So if we don't get the grant, we're not obligated to move forward at this time with 81,000.
What's the decision for the conversion, was that state or federal?
Federal.
Federal. Figures.
And this also, it converts us to the .gov, but also on the Microsoft platforms. Microsoft has developed a government platform now as well. So everything that we work on Office 360 that is cloud-based storage, our stuff can be sitting right next to Town and Country Record Service. I mean, you're on the same platform. So part of this conversion, Microsoft has created a government platform. So all our stuff moves to that, which is a higher monthly rate than we're paying now for the Microsoft platform. The government, of course, is going to be a higher rate, but it's under the federal contract. But it's supposed to be an additional level of security and an additional level of backup where all that data is backed up and stored by Microsoft in separate locations.
And the bigger target to be had.
And that's where the other end plays into it, because even though it's on there, the other agreement with VC3, we have two ways that we're backing up our data now. So we back it up here locally on hard drive, and then we back it up encrypted offsite. And that's done every night. So we'd actually have 3 storage areas.
Okay. Could I ask for a motion to consider approval of this 80/20 grant match?
Motion to approve for the support grant to convert to .gov.
Can I again add the language pending?
Yes, language
approval.
pending the attorney approval.
Thank you very much. No, thank you.
The second,
Second.
then it. Okay, any other comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Good. No. So what will be the time period for that, Eric?
We've got to get the contract review, which again, they sent that as well. So Daryl will review that one probably before the other, because this grant closes in about 2 weeks.
Oh.
So we want to make sure we get that contract done. And again, this is a good pile of money to have, but we've got to make sure that that contract protects us and doesn't give away the farm to them either.
Who does the grant research here?
You know, we do a lot of different ones. This one, we look on the GMA website, which always has the things that come out on that. We are on a listserv with several different grant entities, GDOT. So we're on a mail list. So you get an email about every day on the different grants. It's been kind of an off year in one sense, but we've pulled in almost $9 million in grants this year for road projects. So that end we've done real well on. Some of the other ends, they're a little more competitive, and I hate to say it, just with our demographic, we don't qualify for, like, we qualify very well for this on the cybersecurity, but our parks things, all of our nice to have features, we're very, very low on the totem pole. Our per capita income is high. Our diversity is low. We don't have disadvantaged and underserved populations. And so we lose a lot of points on those areas on the nice grants, but we're doing well on the road and transportation grants.
We got the blister grant. That's grant. We got that this year.
Did you get with GMA for anything on the cybersecurity contract? Because I know when I was in Savannah in June, I can't think of her name offhand, who I was talking to.
That's who this is.
Right, but though once a year, and it can be every year reapplied for those grant monies to help offset some of that monthly expense.
Now, you're talking the GERMA one?
Yeah,
The GERMA one, we have a person that we're going to be sending to the, you have to have a safety officer. So we're sending a person to safety officer school. And then we're eligible for those. Every little bit helps. That grant for us would be between $2,500 and $3,000 a year.
yeah, that's right,
But-
because our old safety officer's gone.
Yes.
Would it be best to, after one gets through, to put someone else through to have a backup?
It could.
Cost of
It could.
I mean, I'm not saying it has to be done
Yeah.
immediately, but,
Yeah.
you know, maybe in the following budget year, send someone else,
Yeah.
better to have two than just one, and then we're in the same situation that we are.
Right.
No one.
Right.
So,
If, Eric, we do not meet that grant, or that for some reason we do not get that grant,
Mhm.
we're on it already.
Well, I'm fairly confident that they will have a round of grants each year. I would expect. And I'll reread it, but I believe we have 5 years to comply because of our population size, because they know there's budgetary issues. But if we don't get it this year or next year, then we'll just start banking a little bit back, estimating we'll have to pull the plug and do it ourselves at some point. But also, this is one of those things that probably gets cheaper as you go. Right here on the front end, with people trying to do the conversion and work the bugs out, it's a little bit more expensive. 3 years from now, we're going to have 15, 20 additional providers that are providing the same service, and we'll get that price down as well, I believe.
Okay. This time that completes our items under new business. We now will go to city staff updating. We'll start with the chief.
Good evening. Really quick, busy month of October. From the department's perspective, we can't do a lot of the things that we do without other department members. Our staff is tremendous. I want to thank Ashley, Scooperoo with the Halloween. A lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes. It actually does. A lot of things happen at the school. Actually, all the time has, I mean, those kids every morning I get to see them, and she's got characters up there every day, or at least every other month. And to see those kids, get to meet those characters every morning, that she does that. She provides those kids with a smile. The stuff, it's so organized, the Spook group makes our job easier. Traffic is, as you can imagine, everybody's coming to the things. We can deal with that, but we have no lost children, knock on wood. Everything is organized, and that makes our job a lot easier. So thank you, Ashley, for that. In about 12 hours, this room will be packed with court. You can't imagine the complexity in court. We have staff that handles that. Make sure everybody comes in. We have court, they're in and out. A lot goes on that you guys don't see. And without staff, we would be lost without them. So thanks to them. And that's just stuff that you guys just don't see. So it makes our job a lot easier. So we do appreciate that. For calls for service, believe it or not, marijuana cases are up. And yes, marijuana is still illegal in the state of Georgia. It's still illegal in Cherokee County, and we still prosecute it. So we have seen marijuana cases on the rise. Domestic disputes, it's that time of the year where it gets a little bit colder, people are home a little bit more, so we do get domestic disputes and financial transaction fraud. Please, 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 if you have elderly relatives, if you've got family members that are a little bit naive, now is the time to talk to them as the holidays come. People will get desperate and they'll call even more. Warn your relatives, please tell them not to send any money. We will never, ever, ever, ever tell you to place or give us a gift card or pay over the phone to avoid going to jail. That will never happen. Those scams are still happening. People are still receiving phone calls that if they don't go to the Dollar General or go to a Walmart and get a gift card, that they're going to go to jail. That will never, ever happen. And still people are getting those calls almost daily. And we still haven't, we've gotten to the bank and stopped people from withdrawing money to send to somebody overseas because they thought that a relative, and now we've gotten where they're getting their grandson or granddaughter and they think they're in trouble. And if they don't send money right away, they're going to go to jail. So please have a talk with your family members and tell them to call us before they do anything. And maybe we can intervene before they lose any money. We've literally seen thousands of dollars just being sent to people on scams. So please have a talk with folks. We've had a lot of crashes last month. Unfortunately, they're happening in the morning time. I'm getting to witness a lot. We've had at least 2 or 3 right in front of the school. Some involved the children. The principal of that school was wonderful. She's coming down to the scenes, taking care of the kids. A lot of them are people they're not yielding. They're turning in front of people. They're following too close. Everybody's in a hurry. And if I could just pass along, just slow down. There's a lot of cars on the road, and we just have to take our time. But crashes are up. At 2 on Valley Street. And again, you're going to see, I don't label the roads. We go off GPS. So you're going to see a lot of those same roads that are just named differently. We go off what the state labels these roads as based on GPS. But you're going to see Highway 5, 372. You're going to see 575 on some of these. But a lot of them are local roads, and it's traffic. Everybody's in a hurry. We got to slow down a little bit. We also have a lot of speeding going on. We got to slow people down. Uh, You're not gonna see, I don't believe that we should publicize speeding. You'll see a lot of agencies, they'll put pictures of laser units and laser guns about how fast people go. I don't want to do that. I don't want to publicize how fast people are traveling on the roadways. I don't want to encourage and make it look like a raceway. But we got some high speeds. I'll tell you guys, we're hitting triple digits on the interstate, which is really scary. But even the 25 mile an hour Old Canton road, we're almost doubling that. We're almost at 50 miles an hour. That road is 25 for a reason. It's residential. It's not designed to be faster than 25. And you're going to see we got people almost doubling that road. And it's double-edged sword for us. We get complaints that people go too fast. And we go out there and we enforce speed. And then I get the calls that we're out there enforcing speed that we should be doing something else. So I can't win and I can't lose. So I promise you, if we're out there enforcing speed, it's because people have called and complained that people are speeding and then we need to slow people down. So I promise you, the guys aren't bored and just sitting out there. We're out there for a reason, to slow people down. We still have people not getting their tags and people not stopping at stop signs. But we got one out there at 575, we got one at 98, and we got one at 112. So repaving of the roadway and the interstate is great, but to me, it just made the track faster for some people. And 112 and a 70, that is going to be a very expensive ticket. And again, the person was driving a Tahoe. It's not even like they're driving a Corvette or something. And their answer was, I didn't realize it was going that fast. To me, that's even more dangerous.
Yeah.
So we got to slow down. We got to do a little bit better job paying attention. Top speed on Old Canton. Again, remember, it's 25, 51 and 53. That's just too fast out there. So please talk to your friends, talk to your family, slow down. Again, that's a lot. That's too fast. But again, other than that, our overall crime is down, which I like. We're going into the holiday season. You're going to see us in neighborhoods more. The guys know crime of opportunity. Everybody loves Christmas shopping, but please cover up your packages when you go somewhere. When you buy that nice fancy TV, don't put your box out with your trash because you just told everybody you bought a nice TV. When you go shopping, hide your purse, put a blanket over your packages, do all that kind of stuff. Know your surroundings, know where you're at. Live in a safe community, but let's not make it easier for those, and let's not let our guard down. Thank you.
Questions for the chief? Thank you, Chief.
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Fund balances for October. We closed October with a total of 2.682 million cash on hand across all funds. 67,000 of that's not ours. That's the fire tax we collect and remit in its entirety to Cherokee County. Revenue and expenses, we had total revenue for the month of October of 586,000 against expenses of 427,000. Year to date, we're at 2,068,000 on revenue and 1,747,000 on expenses. Administration, just finishing up with the open enrollment on our multiple benefits plans, evaluation of the cybersecurity and the pathways forward that we have there. Impact fees, they're implemented. We still have a lot to learn. This is a major learning curve for staff and the financial reporting and the way this is handled on a monthly basis. And so Chris and Donna have been working through those items, and I think we'll have some classes to attend there. Also, staff is in the process of budget submittals, looking at mission critical items as funding they need to avoid a degradation of service. Mission essential is to keep service at the same level, and then anything they need for mission enhancements to improve the levels of service that we can deliver. On capital projects, had a little bit of a setback on the roundabout. Just for full transparency, the SEI Engineering is the firm that we've had doing the engineering on this. Lead engineer assigned to the project left SEI and went to another company. Everything for the past about 2 months that we were briefed had been completed and done and resubmitted to GDOT was still sitting on his desk. They've assigned a new engineer. Everything was resubmitted to GDOT on November 8th. They are allowed a 6-month review window. So we met with Mr. Jaspers this morning. He has called GDOT and asked them for an expedited review on our behalf to try and get that moving. Hopefully we can get something back out of that in 3 to 4 weeks. And as soon as this comes back, providing we get the encroachment permit, then we'll be advertising the bid.
Did we get that property dispute settled with the one business?
Daryl had hit me about now, but Abby might.
I might.
You might.
Let's see what you have to say.
We are making a best and final offer tomorrow. And short of that, we will move for condemnation.
Very quick question. Is that roundabout at Howell Bridge and Highway 5? Is that,
Yes.
okay.
Thank you.
372 Spur and Bypass. We have some challenges developing here as well. As we know, this is all vacant property through here. Again, under federal restrictions and guidelines, we are not allowed to obtain right-of-way and easements until there is an approved engineering document approved by GDOT. If we violate those standards of acquiring right-of-way and try to do it now, we risk losing any future state and federal funding for that project. So we have to play by the rules. In the meantime, we have surveyors out there marking center lines, marking here's where the road would go. So then we have the opportunist developer types that go in, and this has happened already, put a parcel of property under contract, and then notified Cherokee County and GDOT last week, Chris, that the property they're buying for $2.5 million has a negative $4.9 million impact because of the right of way. So it's just people maneuvering, trying to make money off construction of the road. So we're trying to deal with those challenges as best we can. Mountain Brook Sidewalk Extension project is out to bid. Bid opening is set for November 18th. Board of Commissioners is set to award the bid on December 3rd. Should be able to start construction in January. Roads and streets, Grogan Street paving is complete. We did have one citizen complaint. All the other complaints on that were confused with the paving at the traffic light, which was not ours. One citizen complaint didn't like the joint here, where you can see between the new and the old right here. Thought it was going to put additional drainage on his residence, which you can see is nowhere near there. So didn't take any action there. Groover and Civic realignment, the final design is prepared. We have sent it out to businesses in that area, have not received feedback yet, but that is this design here, which one ways and puts in parking here and then uses the direct alignment with Northridge for daily traffic. The downtown parking lot assessment. We do have the design prepared and beginning lease negotiations with the property owner now, but that's kind of the footprint of where the parking would be. Water and sewer. We've had a revelation. We have no more public works department. So this is just kind of an optics thing as we start talking and make everybody kind of aware as we think through these things. Most cities do have a public works, and we've always said public works, but we don't have a single person that's paid to cut grass, fix buildings, paint, do anything. All the employees we have that work in outdoors are water sewer guys, paid by water sewer. And sometimes we're slow on some of these other projects, but that's because they're working water sewer, and cutting grass is not as high of a priority. It's secondary. Yesterday at one time, our team had a sewer backup in Cherokee Village. They had a service line bore going on Lowry Street, water leak on Northridge, a starter change out at the Sage Hill lift station. That's our bread and butter. And any interruption of that service, our residents are going to see because the water's not flowing and the sewer isn't flowing. So internally, we're just making some adjustments to do away with Public Works, just kind of bring attention that is we want some more attention paid to some of the beautification items, the mowing, the parks. We have to find a way to pay for that traditionally out of general fund. I mean, so we'll start budgeting for positions in that. Public Works, see, I said it wrong again already. Water and sewer will continue to do this work. We're just kind of trying to convey it's not their number one priority. Their number one priority is keep water and sewer moving in the city. Mountain Brook connection. Cherokee County Water and Sewer Authority is set to vote on this on Monday. And if that vote goes through, we will have a new connection on Jordan Road, which will feed the Pulte Homes development and also be a backdoor into Mountain Brook for increasing pressure. That'll be a split project with $84,000 being paid by the Water Authority, $84,000 being paid by Pulte Homes, and nothing being paid by the city of Ball Ground. Two notables this month for water: a certificate of achievement for having completed the lead service inventory, and also David attended Georgia Rural Water Training and was presented with a certificate from for a Public Water System Quality Award. So kudos to David and folks. Other notable issues: still working on the rate assessment. License renewal has been accepted. So we got that they have everything they need. They have issued our new license to operate, but they have accepted our application. Chemical room is near completion. We've received verbal compliance still on the Metro District audit, but still haven't received it in writing. And then the asset management plan is ready for council adoption. It was approved by EPD this week, so we'll have it next week on the agenda for adoption. Security surveillance camera that we talked about, our replacement camera shipped today. This is the camera that did come in. Gets a great picture, but the motor didn't work, so you couldn't zoom and it wouldn't turn. So you had one picture and that was it. So sending us a new camera. Recreation and parks. Changing out. We really appreciate our team up there at with Charlie helping with Ashley. They had a great fall decoration, and that's getting ready to be converted to a beautiful Christmas scene up there. Another month of good activities downtown. The chili cook-off was a big hit, and Spooktacular was, who knows how many kids we had here. Ashley, did I tell you? How many did we say that Placer AIs?
2,500 people with cell.
2,500 people with cell phones. So I don't think any of the little kids had cell phones. So we packed a lot of people in the park that night. It was a great turnout. Had the Veterans Day ceremony, and then on the right, everybody's been hearing about the lighting at pickleball. It's been fixed, but there it is. Committee met to discuss new rates on parks. So I think we have a path there that will be presented to mayor and council in January. Events calendar for 2025 is prepared and starting to shop for new software to replace RecDesk. Community development, BP station this has been a challenge for our whole team. Pavement repairs were done 2 days ago, and GDOT inspector failed the repairs this morning. So they will be back for a third time of trying to repair the asphalt in that area.
As long as they're still fixing it.
But it's almost to the point they're going to have to call the bond and bring in I hate to say it, but a real paving contractor.
And a real person to direct traffic.
They really did well on traffic on the repairs this week. They don't want to talk to the chief again. So they've did well. We have in community development, we have the Anderson and Lusk annexation and rezoning. Y'all heard about that at the work session. Covington Thornton, which we've rejected. Bleckley Station, which that's the Pulte Homes development. Plan comments have been returned to them. Pendleton, Smith Douglas, the reviews are complete. Working on utilities with them now. The heritage towns, they are now permitted and the building permits issued. Those are the towns going right behind the tennis and pickleball courts up on that higher elevation. Cowart Heights at Old Mill Phase 3, they've been issued for clearing and grading. They got started and then kind of stalled. A lot of training this month. We had staff attend the GAPTO training on the business tax conference that was held. Court clerk continuing education was attended and completed. Countywide Transportation Safety Action Plan, Cherokee County Leadership Symposium, the Urban Design Training with GMA, and so staff's been busy going and learning, but it's all good things. We have our first intern begin working with Chris and Ashley Monday. So starts Monday, will be here for 4 to 6 months, but just helping and lending a hand there. And then working on the InterDev renewal for our GIS platform. Did the work reviewing the Calvin Farmer Creekside turnover, the Linwood turnover, impact fee training and preparation, and then working on a policy for development and sureties bonds so that we can start having bonds on the developments for anything that they fail to complete. We'll have bonds to complete what they leave. Building permits, there were 3 issued in the month of October, given 73 for the year, and that's new home construction only. On the active development residential, we got 302 approved, of which 102 are already permitted. But in the portal, we have these that, they're not turning dirt yet, but ones that were in plan review or have annexations pending. And then this is the map that shows the location of those developments. No real change on there from last month.
I have a question, Eric.
Yes, ma'am.
Would you mind taking the slide back to where you were listing the residentials and then at the very bottom at the commercial? Robert,
Which way did I go?
There.
Right there.
the commercial, just to see, if you don't mind going over that.
Okay, Mosaic, that's Beef O'Brady's in Patel, just south of the 4-way stop at Howell Bridge. They've got their concrete walls poured. They're doing slab prep and moving forward there. We have a building plan review going on for the model railroad folks. It'll be moving into the industrial park that was annexed 2 months ago, 3 months ago, up off of Old Canton Road. It'll have access eventually from Old Canton, but right now the access is going to be from Ball Ground Highway.
Is there,
We have a linen company that's going in that same industrial park. And then Magby Lumber has started their expansion down there. So that is now underway. They are not doing, did they give you a date, Chris, or they're just holding their showroom for now?
So there's two
There's two versions of their showroom, which would be accessed from Leo Taylor Lane, south of their existing building. The preferred option is something that looks really nice, but it requires a setback variance. So they're contemplating, I guess, amongst their organization, whether or not to pursue that variance.
And that would be in a variance with Cherokee County because the entrance would be off Leo Taylor, which is a county road. So. Any other questions?
What's the status of that new section of North Ridge Road that we treated the
Mr. Snell is supposed to come in, I believe it's Wednesday of next week. We have the papers here for deed recording. So he'll sign them, I'll sign them, Karen will notarize them, and then he will record them. We have submitted the, can't remember the name of the document, but to GDOT for us to connect to their roadway. GDOT approved it. They sent us a form that we have to sign for them to keep on file for our road to touch their road. So we have resubmitted that to GDOT. So, but we're very close. And as soon as Mr. Snell conveys the property, then we'll take the barricades out and open the road.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you, Eric.
You bet.
I want to mention one thing here to the council. I'd like us at our next work session in December 4th, I think. Let's go ahead and plan our planning retreat for early next year. I'm suggesting we look at 15th, 22nd of February or the 1st of March. And I'd like to get some input on what date's best and also a location that we might want to try something different.
What were the dates again? February 15th?
The 15th,
Or
March 1st.
March 1st.
Those are Saturdays. So we might end up meeting on half a day on Friday as well. The trouble is on the 15th, Friday's Valentine's Day. So they might not be a good one. But I think last year, weren't we around the 22nd, 25th?
First weekend in March.
So we'll, I'd like us to plan to actually approve, come up with that date and location when we meet next time. Scott, you have anything you want to bring up?
Yeah, it seemed like 6 months ago, we were planning our fireworks and inviting everybody to come see the fireworks show. And now I'm gonna invite you to come see the Christmas parade. It's 3 weeks away, believe it or not. And if you've not been there, it's I think one of the largest in North Georgia, if not probably it's Georgia, from what I hear. It's just enormous. And if you want to be part of the city even more and want to help volunteer with us, we welcome you. We need a lot of volunteers to just on Main Street, even to help keep kids off the parade route and different locations and things, but contact any of us or Eric and we'll get you signed up with us. It's a lot of fun, even volunteering. It's a great evening. So.
I'll definitely put you about that.
That's going to again be on the
December 6th.
6th of December.
Yeah.
Vicky?
David Dean,
Yes, ma'am.
congratulations on your award.
Thank you,
I
ma'am.
think everybody in the city of Ball Ground knows you and knows who you are. If they don't, they will, and everything. But thank you for the work that you do for our city and for the team that you've got, you and Joey and all the other guys. And thank you for helping out at the veteran ceremony also.
You're quite welcome. Thank you for his kind words. I couldn't thank for a better community to work for. That's why we do what we do, just for the community that we work for. And I think I speak for all of y'all when I say that too.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And this is your 28th,
29.
29th year. So he's the second longest staff member we've had. And we're getting ready to lose the longest one. Karen's retiring. And but anyway, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank y'all for letting me continue to work for y'all.
Dennis?
As usual, thank you to all the city employees. They're what makes the city go. You know, we sit up here a couple times a month and everything else gets done, and it sure makes our job a lot easier. Please don't forget to nominate your veteran of the month. We're always taking applications. They're available online, or we can get you one if you can't get online. It's real important. We want to keep this program going, and we have plenty of veterans here. A lot of them you have to kind of prod to get up here because they're too humble. But they made great sacrifices for all of us to be free, and we want to recognize them. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Christine?
I just want to say on Veterans Day, it was a beautiful ceremony. Unfortunately, the weather didn't cooperate once again for the flyover 3 years running, so maybe next year will be the winning year. But thank all the staff that stepped up and helped and all the preparation for that. But I also want to thank Vicki Benefield. If it wasn't for Vicki, that memorial wouldn't be out there. That is 100% funded by donations, and she has single-handedly raised over $60,000 to get that built. She has worked tirelessly to get that, and we just added the new bronze eagle and the bronze statue. They're absolutely beautiful, and man, this lady knows how to get money for free. So I'm doing a superb job. And I'm so proud of everything that she's done to get that accomplished for the city.
Both Dennis and Vicky was in charge, but Dennis was very active in the on Veterans Day. Also was our police officer Eric. He did a good job. He's really very. He makes us look good.
Get used to hearing his name. He's gonna be around.
Yes. Well, I hope. Anyway, but again, you guys did a good job. Annette?
Congratulations to David. What everyone else said, I agree 100%. Wish everybody a safe and happy Thanksgiving.
Okay. Abby, you want to say anything?
Thanks for having me.
I'm glad I called you Abby and not Daryl.
I'll admit.
I tell it to you, she's smiling,
Yeah.
not Derek.
I won't say anything. Hear anything you want to bring up? Okay. But this time, let me ask, anybody in the audience here want to address the council on any issue? Okay, if not, then it's time to adjourn. Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Again, everybody, thank you for coming.